This is Mark Williams with Premier Basketball Media, PBMtv, and I'm joined by PBR National Scout Jason Key. Here we're at the Fieldhouse in Frisco after the Fall Exposure Plus Camp here at Frisco Fieldhouse. We had over 140 kids here, a lot of action for 3 hours. Everybody played 3 games, got a chance to play in front of about 40 coaches. Some of these kids got an extra opportunity to impress coaches maybe they hadn't got so far. So really a successful event. What did you think of the event overall?
Liked it. I thought there was a lot of high-end talent, some good depth there in the middle range. And then on your lower end, you got kids that got an opportunity to be on floor that they normally wouldn't get. 40 schools for a 3-hour event, that's a great turnout. Mm-hmm. You can't ask for a better opportunity as a player.
Absolutely. Well, let's look at some of the talent that we saw here. We had kids all the way from the 2019 class all the way up to the 2015 class. Let's start with the young ones. Let's start with the 2019 class, some future here. We hadn't quite hit high school. Where's some kids who turned your head?
Man, there's a kid I told you about early, and I kind of followed up to watch her again. Jordan Oliver, 5'8", do-it-all. Great floor game, great understanding to be that younger player. Mm-hmm. Both times I saw her, I thought she was the best player on her floor. And when you're playing with kids, 3 years older than you, 2-3 years older than you, that's saying a lot.
Right.
Easy stroke out to the three-point line. As always, needs to be a little more consistent. Mm-hmm. She finds players that can stay in front of her.
Right.
Great,
right.
Great talent.
Right. And then another kid that I saw stuck out to me was Peyton Hicks. Mm-hmm. I've seen Peyton play quite a few times with Lady Jets and different teams. Mm-hmm. Play her age group, but it was good to see her play against kids of mixed high school ages. And then she's only in 2019, so she's an 8th grader who will end up going to Prestonwood High School here in Dallas. And so I really saw her a point guard who can really run the show. Great speed, great instincts for a young point guard, can handle the ball, make plays. And it was really impressive to see her go up against some older kids. And, if you didn't know she was a 2019, by looking in the book, you wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah.
So what about some freshmen coming into high school, some 2018s?
I'm going to go with Alexandria Crane. She was actually on Oliver's team, so they had a 1-2 punch going. 5'9" kid. Another real easy, fluid stroke from 3, which you can, you have the skills, but you don't see that a lot from a freshman. Another complete game. Had a lot of rebounds, a lot of assists, saw the quick look ahead, didn't hold the ball, which you'll see in a lot of younger players.
Right.
And again, what we're talking about there, playing older players, playing up a little bit, fit right in, if not, improve the team.
Right.
And so just impressive how mature these young kids are playing.
Absolutely. And as a young kid, you just want to hold your own.
Yeah.
And not take over and dominate, but just be able to play with the older kids. And a kid that has some future, she's 6'2.5". They put 6'2.5" in the book. We'd round that up to 6'3".
We call that 6'3" in Texas.
Yeah, 6'3" in Texas. But out of the Austin area, Julie Sikowski, I think I said it right. Julie, if I messed it up, my bad.
Hey.
But a 6'2.5" long forward. I mean, she's got Stretch Armstrong arms. Mm-hmm. And as a normal big kid who's young, it will grow into the body. Mm-hmm. But shows a ton of promise. A great rebounder. Like I said, great length contesting the shot in there. She's still growing into her body, but a kid who, as a college coach, you're always looking for big height and stuff. A kid you want to keep an eye on and watch her develop over. She's just a freshman.
Absolutely.
And watch her develop over the 4 years she has there in high school. So what about 2017 class?
Man, I got 2 I want to talk about real quick there. First, anytime we walk into a gym, for me, there's 2 things that really catch my eye. If you're over 6 foot, you're going to at least get a look. It's just the rules of the game. You're closer to the bucket, right? Then, can you shoot the ball? Okay? And I found me a shooter. Catherine Gold, out of Oklahoma. Just a tremendous shooter, what I call super wet. Okay?
Yeah.
And what super wet is, you get the ball up, It doesn't matter what the distraction is, what the defense does, and you put the ball in the hole. You give it a chance every time to go in the hole.
And she plays. She's going to play this weekend with Oklahoma Swarm.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Those Oklahoma kids know how to shoot traditionally. Mm-hmm. What about you, Mark?
2017, I saw, and really I've got to see quite a bit of, is Lexi Gordon, the sophomore there from LD Bell, plays with Texas Elite Adidas in the summer, and really got to see I've got to see a ton of her play in high school, where she had a superb freshman year there at LD Bell, who was state, I think state runner-up or something, but made it to state semifinals or something like that. Got to see them and see her in the summer. One thing I was really impressed with Lexi is her continued develop on her jumper.
Yeah.
You can always see her put it on the floor. She's a long 5'10" wing, but really she's really worked on that three and developed her shot on the outside.
Yeah. One more 2017 for me, and this kid has grown on me, and it's a kid that has everybody I talk to. There's some debate about some things, but Jade Williams, who I believe to be top 3 to 5 talent-wise in her class.
I agree.
I personally would love to see her be a little more consistent, because when you see that high end and you see the potential, I think she's a WNBA potential player. She steps out at 6'5". She step out to the 3 with these. She has a nice handle. You get her in a high post against another girl her size, that's a blow-by.
Right.
I mean, it's a problem. Hits the stroke with these. You just... the one knock on her consistently from multiple folks is you don't always know what you're going to get motor-wise, and I think she's starting to correct that issue.
Yeah, you can see it.
And as you see her go against upper echelon competition, I think you'll see more from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, just a world of potential there in Jade Williams.
Absolutely. Completely agree. And I like her better facing up from the three-point line, spreading the floor. Than I do back to the basket. Yeah. But she does seem to have a smile and joy of the game, and she got better throughout the summer. So move on to the 2016 class, which is a loaded class here in Texas, the 2016 class. And so what you got in the 2016s?
Man, I'm going to start out with a wing. Mandy, I lost her name.
Mandy Caraco.
Caraco, I'm struggling with your last name, Mandy. Me and you're gonna have to fix that. But Mandy Caraco, just very springy. That's the first thing that jumps out at you, is just pure athleticism. And as I watched her, now she makes some shots more difficult. I call it the Carmelo Anthony effect. Instead of just squaring up, sometimes she'll drift.
Right.
But I think she's so athletic, she hadn't all the way learned how to control that yet. But when she squares up, it's money.
Right.
And she blows by you. Defensively, she gives you fits because she's long arm. She can jump. So, she's always in the passing lanes. She's hard to get by just because of her natural athleticism.
Right.
Again, a player that has a very high ceiling and is just starting to really scratch the surface of what she can be.
Right. Well, and in 2016, I've got is a point guard who, another kid I've got to see quite a bit, Anna Pierce from Parrish. She played with Texas United this past summer, and I always liked her because she's a pit bull defender, pick up full, make you work. But what she's really developed is an offensive game. And you saw spurts of it this past spring and summer, but I was really impressed today to see, to see the three consistently, to see the floater, to see the little wiggle get to the basket, and really just her looking to score and being that scoring threat. You knew what you got defensively and leadership-wise and passing, taking care of the basketball, that kind of stuff. But her ability to create her own shot was very impressive.
Man, and then I'm going to go to the post, and that's T-Mac. Natasha Mack, another kid. What I like about her is I think she's grown into what she is. And I correlate this to football. You got a girl that she's going basket to basket. She's going to post you up. And it's kind of like the running game in football. She just thumps you and thumps you and thumps you. And it wears you flipping out.
Right.
And, what I've seen from her now, just even from the beginning of the spring, early summer, is she's starting to finish pretty much everything. Does a great job of keeping her hands high. She stays high with the ball, doesn't come down where the guards can mess with you.
Right.
And finishes it through contact, Nice little touch from the free throw line. She gets fouled a lot, so
Right.
you got to knock those free throws down. And a player that's what I'm most impressed with is she's continually improved. And where I see her really being able to make a jump is when she gets into a college strength program. I think she has a chance to be dynamite at the next level.
Well, and she's a player that has all of her best basketballs ahead of her.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you always see that in recruiting is you see a kid who has hit their ceiling in high school or close. You know, when you see Natasha, you see her and go, man, the girl hadn't hit a weight.
Yeah.
And the best basketball's ahead of her, and the way that she's progressed, like you said, over the last year, has been really, really cool to see. So, a 2016 young lady I hadn't seen in a while, I had never seen from Ryder High School, and I was actually checking out one of her teammates, and she kind of stuck, was a girl named Abriana Harrison, 5'11", 6 foot forward, really a D2 level forward, or a low D1. But she just stuck in me as I watched games and just kept reminding. She kept sticking in my head. Real gritty, blue collar, do the dirty work, rebound, finish with the outside hand down in the post, and got great elevation, good athleticism, and really just kind of like a junkyard dog type. In a kid who, in this situation with the camp like this, doesn't always get the most publicity and exposure and all that kind of stuff because people think, hey, I have to score all the time or I have to do all this kind of stuff. And coaches are looking for players to fit positions, and coaches are looking for players that fit their system. And she's a type of kid that every coach is looking for.
Absolutely.
So 2015 classes, what you got?
Man, let me piggyback on your junkyard dog. There's only one basketball on a team. That whole theory.
Yeah.
Same kind of player. And that's Aisha Jones, 6'2", and I mean just a physical specimen. I mean, look at her, and I guarantee you what we're talking about, low D1, D2 level, and kids, you know, those schools count just the same. Those scholarships are just as
they
good.
pay for your
It's
education,
a big deal.
baby.
When she walks into a gym in a smaller school, she's going to get attention.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're going to understand. I don't know if she plays a lot, but, man, she looks like a player.
Right.
And just same thing, hustles. She's a little bit raw on the offensive end, but she catches the ball, finishes the chippies, and that's all you want her to do.
Absolutely.
Sets the picks, plays defense, just tremendous glue type player.
Right. Well, and for me, another kid who stuck was a girl from Cedar Park High School. And I've seen the CP Wolves in Cedar Park before, but once again, the benefit of coming to a camp like this is another opportunity. You're outside of your team, and you can kind of really function. But a girl named Allie Britton, 5'9" guard, handle the ball, give you some minutes at the point, shoot it, create. Does a lot of the little things, and she just stuck.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes out here you can't explain it, but she just stuck. So, but real quick, we're about to get the lights turned off on us. But Allie was another one who stuck in my head. So, who's one more you got in that 2015 class? You got one more?
Man, I'm done.
You done? Well, I got
That's
one
all.
more.
Let's go for it.
Velma Mitchell, 5'10" wing from Rockdale High School. She's a great pull-up. Got an old school type game.
Yeah.
Really mastered that pull-up. Really, that's her shot.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see a kid come down in transition shooting a pull-up,
Yeah.
that's her shot.
I mentioned to Mark multiple times. She reminds me of Mark Aguirre.
Yeah, exactly. A similar game, and really a kid who's really improved through the spring and continued in the fall. And so, be interested to continue to watch her.
Yeah. And we're starting to hear noise around her.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
starting to get a lot of attention.
A lot of questions and stuff. A lot of coaches asking.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you miss the fall exposure plus camp here at PBR, you missed a great opportunity, and I encourage you. We'll have unsigned seniors and JUCO one in the spring, but you know, players, you got to understand, you get limited opportunities in front of college coaches.
Yeah.
If you truly desire to play, you've got to seize those opportunities.
Absolutely.
And you know, about 140 kids got that opportunity tonight.
Absolutely. And we want to thank all the colleges for coming out.
Absolutely.
All the coaches, all the kids, the 140 that did come. We really appreciate it. It was a great night of basketball.
Absolutely great night of basketball. And we continue, tomorrow starts the Future Stars here in Frisco, and then we have the Shining Stars down in Duncanville. Yeah. Two outstanding events. The question I had from college coaches was, which one do I focus on? And it was tough because it's was really two good events. So we'll bring you recaps from each day of those. Appreciate you tuning in to PBM TV. For PBR National Scout Jason Key, this is Mark Williams.